This video contains content that may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. It was well under 20 degrees last night, and the Mayor Turner decided that it would be a good idea to shut the power off. They call it rolling blackouts. And people tell me, oh, it's needed. They have a rolling blackout when it rains. It is something that is not needed. And then during a rolling blackout, everyone's lights don't get blacked out. I was riding through Bensonette last night on the rich side. They had lights, all the businesses had lights, people were lined up. I'm talking about wrapped around the corner at these little fast food joints. Ride down the street to where the not so influential people stay, no lights. Get into the inner cities of the hood, no lights. Wake up this morning, 5 o'clock, no lights. I'm just waiting to hear how many people froze to death last night. We're already getting reports of one person using a charcoal grill to stay warm in his house. They went to the hospital. Some more people were sleeping in their car in the garage and suffered from, I think they passed on from carbon monoxide poisoning. Say, this is all Mayor Turner's fault. He's been a terrible mayor since he's been the mayor. And we know that the people who don't represent us are the ones that's keeping him in office, because for the people that he claims to represent, he does nothing for. I've talked to many people that live in Acres Home, which is where Turner's from, and they all say the same thing. He's doing a poor job. And for him to want to shut the lights off, claiming that he's a poor boy from Acres Home, he should know what it's like to have no lights. And they complain, they say that they wasn't prepared. You had time enough, weeks in advance, you know about this storm and hearing about it, but you didn't prepare. Usually in the past, when they hear about these storms, they would start putting the sand out the day before the storm, so that the roads wouldn't be so slippery. No sand, nowhere. It's like this man here is just trying to kill off certain people in Houston, because certain people in Houston receives no help, while some other people in Houston receives all the help. And I'm willing to guarantee you that Mayor Turner was not without lights last night. I bet you his house was lit up nice, warm, and toasty, him and his friends and his relatives. But those are people that are not the ones who got him in the seat. And that's why I say I was, you know, when you're inside, your instinct, your heart tells you that this person cannot be trusted, follow that. Because when Turner first ran, which he lost by 3 or 4 times as trying to be the mayor, but when he ran the first time, I just saw something in him that would say, I don't trust this guy. And it's all coming to light right now. He's the type of person that would do anything for a pat on the head from the dominant society. One thing I do is pay attention to nature. And when I saw this little red bird bopping around, I said, oh, it's about to get cold. Why wasn't Houston prepared? Is it that they wasn't prepared, or they just didn't give a damn? Because as I say, I noticed certain areas of town didn't suffer this rolling blackout, while other areas of town have been blacked out for over 24 hours. And it's under 20 degrees. I don't care what Turner might try to get up and say. I'm looking at his actions, what has been done. Not a damn thing has been done for the people. And some people just don't know how to survive in this type of weather. You know, I tell everybody, when I was a kid, living with my grandmother, when it was cold outside, it wasn't no heat in the house at night. You had to grab you a blanket. Older people were kind of fearful about their house catching on fire because you had to get up in the morning and walk across that cold floor to light the heater. But we survived. And some people today just don't know how to survive without this central AC and heating. But why should they suffer? Because they don't know. Is that the city should have did what it's supposed to. Instead of trying to save money all the time for you guys to get these promotions and bonuses, use that money to help the people of the city. And that's my whole problem with political leaders nowadays, that it's all about them making money. It's about the city making a bunch of money, but never about the people who live in the city. You want a city without people? How much money you gonna make then? And how much money you gonna make when you get kicked out? That's why I'm just glad that this is Turner's last time to even think about running. He's out of there. But look how much damage is going to be done behind his blunders. Harvey, all these issues and serious issues that we've been having, he has not been a champion for the people. He's been a champion for the establishment, because I say I noticed that certain businesses and certain areas of town did not suffer with the rolling blackout. Just the poor ones, just the ones who are tied up under middle class, they suffer too. But for the ones who got the money, the ones who greased in his pockets, they didn't suffer at all. And I'm just hoping and praying that God will come swiftly and deal with all of these people. And you know, I'm always for a black person getting a chance, because you know of what's been happening here in America and what's continues to happen in America. But too many times, when one does get a chance, what does he do? Not a damn thing. You know, I was at this meeting a while back, and this lady, which is from the neighborhood I was born and raised in, 5th Ward, and she was a political figure, and she told me, them niggas in 5th Ward don't want nothing. Why do people that do want something have to suffer because you say everybody don't want nothing, which is a lie? Suppose I say all people in politics ain't about shit. What would you say about that? Talking about Trump being impeached. Hey, let's get together and do what we got to do to impeach Sylvester Turner. Sylvester, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.